Joining me now, Republican Congressman Mike Waltz of Florida, member of the House Armed Services, Foreign Affairs and Intelligence Committees, and also a former U.S. Army Special Forces commander. And we thank you for all of your service. You heard the president there. Are we in a proxy war with Iran? And he said, after having to repeat the question, no. Your reaction to that?
Well, Harris, here's the message that Iran has gotten very clearly. They clearly didn't get the message to stop that Biden thought that they got. What the message that they've received is, yes, they're in a proxy war with us. They are unleashing their militias, not just on Israel, but on us and on global shipping through the Houthis. And they've gotten the message loud and clear that they can get away with it. And not only can they get away with it, that to the extent we do respond, it'll be feckless. I've talked to soldiers out in the field and to commanders that are out in the Middle East right now. We're bombing empty warehouses in the middle of the night so that the administration can check the box to look like they're doing something in response, but they are still beholden to this appeasement strategy when it comes to Iran. And you heard the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, CQ Brown. If you listen very carefully, whether it's Kirby, whether it's him, whether it's the president, they end every statement of, we're going to defend ourselves, but we don't want this thing to spread. And what Iran hears from that is, well, let's take it to the next level and see what we can get away with next time. And now we have 3 dead service members because of it, that many of us have been warning. Eventually one of these missiles, one of these drones are going to get through. And when you're trying to play defense constantly, rather than punching back in a meaningful way, this blood is on this administration's hands.
I want to get in,
and they need to take responsibility for it.
And I don't know if you heard Jennifer Griffin. She said that from the indications that she's getting at the Pentagon, that this is a turning point. My question was, how will this look different from the other times we have retaliated? That was her answer. So we'll have to watch and report that. But I'm taking it you don't believe that.
Well, I don't think, don't worry about what I believe. I don't think the Iranians believe it. I don't think the militias in Iraq believe it. I don't think the Houthis or Hezbollah or Hamas believe it. Right now, you can have all the capability, military capability in the world. And by the way, there's an opportunity cost. We're stripping from places around China and ships and things that should be in maintenance, soldiers that should be resting. To surge in the Middle East, you can have all that capability, but if our enemies don't believe we have the political will to use it in a way that's going to hurt them, not their proxies, not empty warehouses in the middle of the desert, but them, then they're going to continue to push. That's how the Middle East works. They only respect strength, and they need to believe that there's going to be serious costs imposed. So you know what? It's just not worth messing with the Americans anymore.
So look, I want to dig deeper into some of the reporting. Jennifer Griffin just brought this to our attention. Of course, the Wall Street Journal broke it. They originally reported that the U.S. official now has confirmed to Fox News the Iran proxy drone that got past our defenses for Dower 22 because it was mistaken for U.S. drone expected to return to the base at the same time. This has now been confirmed by a U.S. official. Now, what I said to Jennifer moments ago was, how well does the enemy know us? And I don't mean all those proxies paid for terrorists. I'm talking about Iran, that they can do this.
Well, Harris, at this point, I'm speculating, and we'll ask for briefings on exactly what happened. Did our defensive measures fail? Have they captured one of our drones and reverse engineered theirs? Ooh. This is the cat and mouse game that's going on. But in bigger picture, we're shooting down these $30,000, $40,000 drones with $2 to $3 million missiles. It's not sustainable. And from my position as the chairman of military readiness, we're going to be pressing the Pentagon. How are we reacting when you can throw thousands of these things at very little cost? You can literally buy them on Chinese websites like Alibaba, and yet we have these super elaborate systems that are being...
The same kind they're using you can buy on the website of Alibaba?
Look at my Twitter feed. I put up a screenshot of one. So
and it did that much damage.
That's a broader issue of how we have to adjust in the tactical space. But strategically, We have a fundamental, in this administration, misunderstanding of deterrence. They're so obsessed with non-escalation that it's actually inviting escalation, and now people are dead because of it.
Yeah, and you've opened everybody's eyes. You said whenever they stop talking, they say, but we don't want to widen this thing. We don't want it to spread. It is spreading. It's now killing us.
That's a green light to Tehran.
Oh, my
and until
goodness.
they reverse course and dry up the cash in Tehran, they're going to have all the resources they need to keep fueling the fire.
When you get going on those conferences, I want to directly bring you back and educate us on what you're going to push for on the Hill. The Secretary of Defense is back today. He says he's been working from home. We'll watch to see if that has any kind of an impact, too. Congressman Waltz, it's always great to have you in focus. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Harris.